A bard started to play melodies and sing comforting, uplifting songs about the Carmen monastery. Naturally, people got up to dance and enjoy themselves. All the recruits, including me, were young men and women. Some were well-known heroes in the Kingdom of the Three Stars, but had chosen to enlist in the Carmen monastery because of their frustration over the growing presence of the cultists. These recruits were definitely not just common villagers, as I had thought at first glance. After hours of enjoyment, I felt that I urgently had to go to the lavatory. I asked the waitress for directions, but she eagerly tried to persuade me to wait. The next step in the initiation was about to begin. Paranoid about the fact that I had no ticket, I decided to sneak away to search for the lavatory myself. I entered hall after hall, each one larger and more majestic than the other, until I found it. This was the fanciest lavatory I had seen in my life. Time passed me by while admiring all the dazzling details of the room before remembering what the waitress had told me. I hurried back, worried I would miss out on the next step of the initiation. But, oddly enough, I could no longer hear the music echoing through the halls. It was remarkably silent now. I could hear nothing. I walked back towards the guest quarters where the banquet had taken place, only to realize the room was now empty. I could see a large wooden door by the end of the room, and heard a crowd of voices conversating behind it. They must be in here, I thought to myself. As I walked closer, I heard people laugh and talk. They were definitely in here. Just as I reached for the door, the laughter stopped. It was replaced with horrifying screams. I heard women and men wailing in sheer terror. I couldn't believe what my ears were telling me. Flesh being ripped from the bone, teeth sinking into chunks of human bodies. It was a slaughter. I quickly shut the door and ran away in utter panic. I hid under one of the huge banquet tables and held my breath, even though my entire body was trembling in fear and shock. Minutes passed, and the screaming finally ceased. I could hear footsteps all around me. The next thing I remember was waking up in the morning. I quickly decided that this was my only chance to escape. I got out of my hiding place and rushed through the empty halls to the courtyard. I immediately heard a screeching and a chilling scream behind me yelling, "There he is! Stop him!" I quickly hid behind a large stone formation, only to observe a man sprinting for his life while pleading. "Please, no, please, please." The man fell silently to the ground, pierced with an arrow to the back. I witnessed how the waiters calmly walked up to the man, only to pick him up and carry him inside the mansion again. I overheard them talking to each other.
"We must be quick. There is a new batch of fresh meat arriving for tonight's event." I cursed the wretched creatures that could go through with this unspeakable act, and in such a structured and well-planned manner. I couldn't imagine how many human lives must have been lost on this island. I could feel my sadness slowly turning into a fuming cauldron of anger. These creatures were impersonating the Carmen monastery, and were killing off great warriors like flies. They were preying on these people's goodwill to aid the Carmen monastery in their efforts against the cunning cultists. I swore to myself that I would return to this island of death to avenge my fallen brethren.